All right. Hey, y'all. Welcome back to my channel. And today we're going to do some math problems. So here we go. We are doing what's called 3.3 function junction. Okay. Function junction. You should know what this word means by this time. If you don't, not a big deal, but try to remember the words, like these math words, because if you understand function junction, then you'll be able to understand this. So here we go. We started, and this is the work that you guys already did, but let's look at the question. It says, which one of these don't belong, right? A, B, C, D, or E, right? You were supposed to pick one of them. I put it on 2 slides because I couldn't fit it on one without it making it look weird. So a lot of you chose a lot of these different problems for different reasons. Some of you chose this one because it looked like a V. Some of you chose this one because it had a hole in it. This is called a jump, I think, sometimes, a break. Some of you chose this one because it wasn't a function. Some of you chose this one because this was discontinuous, discrete. Some of you chose this one because this is the only negative function, right? So there's a lot of different reasons that a lot of you all chose different ones of these. The true answer is which one doesn't belong really was how well you can argue this. And this is a classic move in math, not what is the answer, but how well can you defend your answer. All right, so today we're going to be able to become more efficient in identifying key features of functions in various representations. When I say the word key features, what features do you think I'm talking about? Look here, right? Can you describe the domain? You should know this word. Can you describe the range? Can you describe the intervals of increase, decrease, and then also using appropriate notation? This is what we got into last time, right? If you're still uncomfortable with appropriate notation, no problem. Just keep working on it, right? The very first time you do anything shouldn't be very easy and very simple, right? Even when you breathed the first time, it was very difficult, right? The features. Yeah, yes. So how do I choose between interval and set builder notation for domains and ranges? How can I use relationship between features of functions to help me be more efficient in writing features? And how can I tell if a max or min is relative or absolute? Can you tell me what this word means, relative? What does the word relative mean? Relative versus the word absolute. Anybody know what the difference between those two words are? Absolute, relative. Anybody want to go for a definition of either of those? Yeah, relative is someone's like, yes, it's related, right? Related. Very good. That's a good, you're looking at root words. So for those of you who are planning on becoming doctors, that's a really good strategy. Because when you are looking at root words, then that tells you what part of the body that is, or what kind of surgery that is, or what type of body part that you're looking at, whether that be a tendon, a circulatory system, your nervous system, something like that, right? You guys are so funny. Someone says, relative relies on another factor while absolute can stand alone. Yeah, relative is almost like in the window that you gave me, Miss Johnson, like, oh, like this here. This is a really good example. So Miss Johnson is absolutely the best high school math teacher at our school. Why can I say that? Why am I absolutely the best math high school teacher at our school? Yes, because I'm the only high school math teacher. Does that make sense? Okay, so can I say that I am the absolute best math high school teacher, period? No. Someone said, yes, you can. So the answer to absolute is no for everybody, because we'd have to then compare me against a bunch of other high school math teachers, right? And then you would have to come up with some criteria or something along those lines. So I can say I am absolutely the best math high school teacher at our school. And I can say relatively, I am the best high school math teacher at our school. So I can say relatively, I might be your best math teacher, right? Right? But I can also say things like, let's see, relative. Okay, can I say, let's see, I have no idea who's the tallest human in our classroom right now because I've never seen you guys. I don't know how tall you are, but let's just say, okay, Alfred. I'm just going to choose Alfred because Alfred said me. Alfred is the tallest, let's pretend Alfred is the tallest one in our class. So is Alfred relatively the tallest student, or is he absolutely the tallest student? Yeah. So Alfred is in our class, that's the relative thing that I'm expecting. Alfred is the tallest student. So relatively, he is the tallest student. So is he absolutely the tallest student? Is he absolutely the tallest student? Everyone's like, no, because there's probably someone that's going to be taller than him. In fact, I had a freshman a long time ago. He was 6'4", and he walked into my class and I was like, you are way taller than me. So absolutely.
Well, Alfred is 7'9", so.
Is Alfred really 7'9"? Alfred.
Yeah.
Ashley, I don't know if you're telling the truth here. Okay, I have no idea, but let's just pretend. So is Alfred my absolute tallest student? No, because you all heard that I had a student who was 6'4" as a freshman, right? I've had other taller students or different tall students. So Alfred is relatively our tallest student looking at our population, our sample population, right? Within this group of students, within this window, he is the tallest. But he is not my absolute tallest because I just told you I had a freshman who was 6'4". Everybody okay with that? All right, let's move on now. Okay, so this table represents a discrete function. Hold on a second, sorry. A discrete function. What's this word discrete mean? Anybody remember what discrete means? Yes, very good. Dot by dot. Yes, remember this little picture that we had? Is this one. This is discrete right here. Go back and call this discrete. So you guys remember, Ms. Johnson called this discrete. Discrete means it's not connected like this. Boop, 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 boop. Discrete, right? So, okay, this table represents a discrete function. That makes sense because they didn't give me all the in-betweeners. That's what you guys like to call them. Defined on the interval from one all the way to 5. You guys all with them on this? Is everybody okay with this language? You guys are hilarious right now. I don't know what happened. All right. So I want you to fill this out with your group. I'm going to have you go to your group and fill this out. So right now we're going to pretend that this is a little group quiz. So this is what we're going to do. I know some of you worked on this. That's okay. So right now, what I want you to do is fill in as much as you can right here. And then I'm going to send you off to groups and you guys are going to check your answers against your groups. Okay, so right now everyone's filling this out. All right, I'm going to pause and we're going to come back to you in just a second. Okay, so here's the answers that one of your classmates got, which is really, really strong. Everything is right except for these two. Okay, intercepts. The thing that you should be thinking about intercepts is this. My zeros, I have no zeros here, so that's why they don't have any intercepts. Intervals of increase means where the function, this guy is going up. See how it's going up, 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 up? So the whole thing is an interval of increase. Now, some of you are like, Ms. Johnson, why did he put a bracket here and not a parenthesis? Honestly, you could have put either, and that's fine with me. I will tell you, probably the more correct answer is going to be parentheses 1, 5, because technically at 1, it's not increasing. But would you accept this answer? Yeah, I did. I did accept this answer. Absolutely. The maximum is the point X comma Y, 5 comma 160. And some of you are like, Ms. Johnson, I don't like this. I don't like that this looks like 1 comma 5 and this looks like 5 comma 160. Like this is a point on the graph where this is really an interval. I know, but you're going to have to get used to seeing that, right? And so it's the same thing as knowing the difference between 2, 2, and 2, right? I'm going to go to the store. Do you want to come too? Or are you going to bring 2 friends kind of thing? It's just like that. You'll get used to it as long as you keep working at it. Okay, minimum. The smallest number is 5. So my point is 1 comma 5. Boom. Yeah, there, and there too as well. Yeah. Okay. Decrease. It's not going down. It doesn't go down at all in the picture that they gave me. So there's none. Okay. So let's talk about this domain and range. Now, does anybody see the one clue that they gave you that the domain, that person's domain and range should be written differently? Does anybody see it? Let me go like this. Here. This domain says, oh, give me the numbers. Give me the numbers in here of the domain that work. Give me the numbers of the domain in here that work. Give me some examples. Good. Someone said 2, 3, 4, 5. Good. You're missing numbers. If this is your domain, what other numbers did this person, Marielle Vasquez, include? What other numbers did they include? Take a risk, guys. No. No, 40 does not live between 1 and 5. So no, not 5, not 40. Between 1 and 5. What numbers? Okay, you guys said 1, you guys said 2, you guys said 3, you guys said 4, you guys said 5. Good. Very good. Someone's put 0.5. Decimals, fractions, all those people in between, all those in-betweeners here. Do you guys all see that? Did you want to include 1.5 here? Everybody says what? Yes or no? Did you want to include 1.5? The answer is no. No. Why don't you want to include it? Because they're saying, give me all the X's that you want me to graph. These are the only X's that exist. Correct? So if you looked at the graph, it would look like this, right? It would look like 1, 5. So 1, 5, 210, 340, 480. It looks like this, yeah? Something like this, right? What numbers did they not include, friends? All the in-betweeners. So we need to take care of making sure that we don't do that. So an easy way to do this, very simple, not easy, sorry. I mean, a simple way to do this is by listing out all the numbers like this. 1, oops, I need a pencil. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. I'm listing out all of my numbers. If you want to be fancy like me, you're going to put it in a curly bracket like this. If you want to be fancy like me, you're going to put it in a curly bracket like that. It is not all natural numbers. Good question. Someone said all natural numbers, Ms. Johnson, can we put the fancy N? You tell me. Can we put the fancy N? No, because it stops at where? 5. So literally, because they gave me these numbers, I can only list those numbers. Does that make sense? Very good. So with that being said, what is now my range? With that being said, what is now my range? What is my range? So on your tables, put it out. On your tables, put it out. No, my range. Which letter should I be looking for my range? Yeah, the Y. So this side is my domain side. And this side is my range side. Very good. So you put a curly brace. Someone put it in the chat already. It's 5, 10, 40, 80, 160. right? So the difference between what we wrote here, you should be able to describe this. What's the difference between we wrote here and you wrote here? What's the difference? No. Uh-oh, some of you missed this. Some of you just missed it. Oh, I'm so bummed that some of you missed it. Ah, that's so hard. All right, hopefully you guys go back and watch the video because I'm not going to go back and explain. So look, go back and watch this video if you didn't understand what I just asked, right? So you should be able to tell the difference between what this student wrote and what we wrote. If you can't describe this difference, you are going to fail this next quiz, okay? Because I'm going to guarantee you, I know because I just wrote the quiz, this is on there, okay? So hopefully you guys go back and watch this video and you learn what the difference is. I think you guys blinked, you paid attention, you dropped your attention for 1 second and there it went, right? So let me just say this again. Someone describe this in the chat. What's the difference between what this person wrote here and the correct answer? Because if you write this for this answer, it's absolutely wrong. It's absolutely wrong. Please write to the public chat, not just to me, please. And hopefully those of you who weren't paying attention, you don't blink again because that wasn't, you lost it. You lost it. Yes. Oh my gosh. Yes, yes, yes. You guys better be reading the chat because someone dropped a really good nugget in that chat. Very strong work there. I don't have everybody participating. I only see the people. There's only a couple people. Yeah. All right. Okay. So yeah, absolutely. The way some of you described it was perfect. I want to say, let's see, this person said it really, really well. They said in here, this person included all of the numbers from 1 to 5. They specifically said they didn't include the numbers in between. Okay, here we didn't include the numbers in between. Should we include the numbers between? No, because they told you in the very beginning, it's a what function? Discrete function. So hopefully you guys don't miss this because, you guys missed it. You missed it. That's a bummer. This is like that one scene in the movie that if you don't pay attention to it, the rest of the movie doesn't make sense. You guys missed it. Bummer. Okay. All right. We're going to go on to the next slide and you are going to try this one. This one here, try again. I want the domain, the range, the intercepts, intervals of increase, maximum, minimum, intervals of decrease. Is this a function? Yes or no? So I'm going to pause and you guys are going to work on this. Okay, so for this one here, the big question from the last one was, should we include all the numbers in between, or are we going to list them out one by one? Okay, so for this one, do you want to list out all the numbers one by one here? Do you want to list out all of the numbers? Please say no. No, Miss Johnson. No, don't make me. Good. So then what I'm going to do is I'm going to say, okay, looking at the leftmost, what's the leftmost X? What's the leftmost X? Everyone says what? -8. Okay, so there's my starting point. 2. Now look at the rightmost. What's the rightmost X? 10. Very good. Now the question is should I use parentheses, brackets, or a combination? Who knows if this graph needs parentheses or brackets? Very good. Someone said brackets, Miss Johnson. All right. Let me share with you why. Do you see that little dot right there? Do you see that dot? He's closed. It means equal to. Okay. So what does this actually mean, Miss Johnson? In regular words, what would you say here? This would be from -8, including -8, to 10, including 10. This is regular words. This is what I'd say. I'd say from -8 to 10. So if I was saying, hey, you guys, I'm going to be available after school for tutoring from 3:30 all the way to 4:30, it means at 3:30, I am present. At 3:30 and 2 seconds, I'm present. And 3:30 and 5 seconds. And 3:30 and 0.79444444 seconds. You guys all see what I'm saying? I don't want to list all those numbers out because guaranteed you're going to forget one of them. And it's literally impossible for you to write all of them because there's an infinite number of numbers in between -8 and 10. Okay. If you don't believe me, no worries. Just think about the decimals that I can add and the place values I can go, to 100 decimals out. So you don't want to list all those out. So we write it like this, -8 to 10. Okay, with that being said, what would our range be? You don't look from left to right. You look from bottom to top. From bottom to top. So here I said, what's the leftmost? What's the rightmost? Here we're going to say, what's the bottomest? The bottomest is not a good number. Let's pretend it is. Man. Okay, let's see. Someone said from -3. I agree with that because this is the lowest guy. All the way to +5. So let me just write that. Oops. What is this doing? Oh no. My pen stopped working. So from -3 to 5. Question, brackets, parentheses. What should I be doing? Yeah, brackets again. Miss Johnson. Why is this one brackets? For the same reason the other one is brackets. Closed dot is the lowest. Closed dot is the highest, right? For sure. The maximum, I think you guys are comfortable with. The maximum, I think you guys are comfortable with. What's the maximum? The maximum point. What's the highest point? 10,5. And we write 10,5 with parentheses because that's what we always do whenever we're writing it as a point. Remember, this is a point, right? It's the point 10, what's the highest point ever? And then someone says 10,5. Miss Johnson, what if there were 2 points that were tied at the highest? Then you write both. Yes, someone says, hey, Miss Johnson, what if one dot is open, one dot is closed? If this guy was open, then this guy would be parenthesis. This guy would be parenthesis. Very good question. All right, minimum. Someone says -8, -3. I don't believe them. What would you tell someone if they didn't believe you? What if we went to a group quiz and they're like, it's not -8, -3 is not a minimum. What would you say? What would you tell them? How would you help them understand? Because that's the right answer. -8, -3 is the answer. When I say minimum, what should you be looking for on the graph? What's the thing I should be looking for? Uh-oh, I lost some people. Yeah, lowest point right here. Good job. Thank you. Lowest point. I should be looking at the lowest point. Perfect. Very good. Sorry. I'm going to make all of this in my, I can't, not right now. All right. Intercepts. What's an intercept again? What is an intercept? It's going to work. My iPad is frozen, y'all. I don't know what happened. Yeah, an intercept is where it intersects the X or the Y axis. So here's an intercept right here. You're going to have to guesstimate it. You're going to have to guesstimate this. Okay. If you're like, Miss Johnson, what if I guesstimate it wrong? That's okay. This is just a guess right here. Okay. So this one looks like it's -6.5, 0. Let's see if this is going to work now. Oh, is it because of this? Oh, that's why. Okay. So this is -6.5, 0. That's my x-intercept. And then my y-intercept, what does that look like? Does that look like 4.5? Do you guys think? You put 4.1. I like 4.1. I'm going to go with that. If Ms. Johnson, what if I put 4.2? Okay, that's fine too. Can someone put 4.9? Can someone put 4.9? Does that look like 4.9 to y'all? Yeah, that doesn't look like 4.9. So it can't be like obscure. Yeah, Ms. Johnson, that's what I meant. No, it doesn't look like it. So we can't talk about that. Intervals of increase. Okay, this is what you're looking for. If you were on a roller coaster from left to right, going up, that's what intervals of increase is. So does anybody see an interval of increase going up, 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 up? Going up. Anybody see an interval of increase going up from left to right? Yeah, right? So what would you say? From here to here? Maybe here-ish? I don't know, right? So it's from here to here. Can someone give me those numbers from here to here? From here to here. Well, how would I say that? How would I say from here to here? So Noah says from -3 to -1.2. So Noah, I see what you're doing, but you have to talk about it in terms of X. So take those numbers and make them X, and then you're right. Does that make sense? I love when you guys make mistakes, because if you make mistakes here, you're going to get it right on the test. Yeah. Oh, no, not that. So someone says from negative. I know, I didn't mean to. Sorry, friend. Wait, look at so this number here is -8. Good. So from -8 to 1.2. Exactly. I know, I said it. I'm so sorry. -8 to 1.2. Oh, -1.2. My bad. That is an interval of increase. Now, someone said there's 2 intervals of increase. Do you agree with them? Someone said there's 2 intervals of increase. Do you guys agree? Yeah, they said from here to here, and then they said from here-ish to here. Yeah, because you have 2 parts of your roller coaster where you're going up. Okay, so what's the second part? Ignore union for now. I'll explain what it means in a second. Yeah, someone says from 7 to 10. From 7 to 10. Now, this is where mathematicians disagree and agree and whatever. They say, Miss Johnson, you should have been using brackets and stuff like that. I'm not worried about that. I'm only worried about in between from -8 to 1.2, looking this way, you're increasing the whole time. People make mistakes because they want to use the Y version of it. Not true. I'm going to write out my answers really quick for interval of decrease. It goes from 1.2 to 7, which makes sense, right? From 1.2 to 7. This is the little symbol for union. You could write union, or you could just write the word union. You can write the word and, whatever you want. Is this a function? That's my last question, and then I'm going to pause the video. Is this a function? Who remembers if this is a function? Yay or nay? Is this a function? It is a function. Definition of a function. Definition of a function goes like this. Each x has only one y. So pretend you're a tiny little ant. You stand here, you look directly up, you look directly down. You should only have one point either directly above you or below you. If you remember using the vertical line test, I'm going to use this little edge as my vertical line. We're going to pass it over my whole function, and it should only touch it once, at most once. Got it? Okay, so the answer here is yes. All right, so here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to pause this video. Really good job listening.